Hey guys, this is Julie Roth with Hague Realtors and JR Designs. I am here with Scott with Wilcoxin Insurance. He is one of my preferred insurance guys, and so I just wanted to bring him in to talk a little bit about insurance and kind of what sets his business apart from maybe all the other people out there in the marketplace. So
yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so my name is Scott Tyler, like Julie said. I've been in insurance for about 3.5 years now. I'm with Wilcoxin Insurance. We're an independent brokerage here in Sioux Falls. What that essentially means is we just have the ability to work with about 20 different carriers instead of your standard 1-2 carriers that you might see, on some signage driving around town and all that type of stuff. So the reason I enjoy that is it just allows me the ability to work for you, work for my clients, and promote the best insurance policy possible. So.
Awesome. Is there anything that you like to specialize, or would you say is like your niche market, or do you do all the things? Obviously, you do all the things.
So we do all the things, and we have the ability to do everything,
Sure.
which is great.
Yeah.
However, I myself specialize a lot in homeowners, a lot in habitational, apartments, HOAs, residential, rentals, 1 to 4 family, and all that type of stuff, and Airbnb as well. There's some different things there that you want to make sure with those policies, so I write a lot of that business.
Yeah, so I work with a lot of investors. I'm an investor myself, and so the Airbnb short-term rental market, I've heard a few times, is a little bit more difficult to insure, but we've talked a few times about the policies that you can write. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So just a couple things that I tell my Airbnb clients is when it comes to a standard rental policy, generally like the personal property amount on there reflects it not being furnished. Obviously with an Airbnb, people are spending anywhere from $5,000, all the way up to, I've seen, some of those ones in the hills, they put a lot of money into them,
Yeah.
So you just want to make sure that you have the proper coverage for your personal property, as well as you want to make sure that the carrier you're with also accepts short-term rentals.
Right.
A lot of carriers out there do not accept short-term rentals. One other thing that I have found as well is with a few of our carriers, the loss of use, which what that means is if your tenant has to be off of your property due to a claim situation, when it comes to like a standard rental, you're going to get that rent each month as if they were living there. With an Airbnb, a lot of companies are moving to just any bookings that you already have. So say you have 10 days booked out for the next month, a claim situation happens, your house is unoccupiable for a month.
Sure.
The loss of use is looking like the canceled booking. Instead of taking in your average nightly rate, average occupancy, all that type of stuff. So those are just a few couple tidbits that I like to go through with clients in that space. So
yeah, that's actually really good information because we have our Airbnb, and if we have a situation like we have unfortunately once in a while where you can't have someone come in, knowing that you have some kind of coverage is good.
Yeah, especially and I mean loss of if you don't have that, it's one thing about the Airbnb is not the guaranteed income necessarily, so it's nice to have that to fall back on. Yeah, for
sure. So you've been in insurance for about 4 years.
Yeah.
What is the favorite thing that you like about insurance, or what's a great experience you've had in the insurance world?
So what I enjoy about my job is just the amount of people that I get to meet, a lot of networking. I enjoy getting to know new people, getting to hear stories, learn different situations. I also enjoy, one thing I enjoy about insurance is it doesn't always get the best name out there. Everyone kind of rolls their eyes when you talk about insurance, even myself sometimes. But it's just nice when a policy is able to come into action for someone who might not have another option. For instance, I've had a couple house fires where families have been displaced and they don't know what to do, they don't know where to go. Well, here comes insurance to kind of save the day, more or less. Right now I have one as well where I'm having to go to bat for a client for a particular claim situation, and it seems like we're going to get everything pushed through, and the coverage that's going to be activated on the policy isn't something that every carrier offers, which is awesome. Makes me feel great that I did a good job for my client and all that good stuff too. So
yeah, awesome. Well, you work hard for your clients and it shows. Well, in the last couple of years, you know that our market's been really tricky. Prices keep going up, and keeping those insurance prices down is super important, so that their monthly payment stays where they want it to be. So what do you do that can kind of help with my buyers who are looking to kind of crunch?
Yeah, so there's a few things that come along when looking for a house or trying to keep insurance costs low. You got to think about risk. How risky is a certain house, is a particular investment when it comes to insurance? The old fiveplex that's 100 years old is obviously going to be a lot more expensive than the new construction single family home. So to keep insurance costs low, we oftentimes see newer houses. Just everything's brand new. It's a lot less of a risk for the insurance company there than your 100-year house that might have clay piping underground, stuff like that. Higher deductibles is an option. However, most of the deductibles we work with are right around $1,000 for wind, hail, and just all peril. But then it just comes to shopping around. I like to tell everyone that every insurance company has a different sweet spot. So not every insurance company does everything well. We have some carriers that prefer risks out of town. That's where their premiums are going to be lowest. Versus we have some carriers that prefer stuff in town, which is where their premiums are going to be lowest. So again, that's why I enjoy being an independent agent, is just being able to help my clients get the most value for their money and do a lot of shopping around for them, make sure that they're in the best place possible.
So you do all the legwork for them?
All the legwork, and what's nice is every year at renewal, we keep an eye on your policy just to make sure if, hey, premiums are increasing or the insurance company carrier's doing something that we don't necessarily like, we have options to re-quote, get you into a new market, and we just always kind of keep that proactive approach to make sure that you're in the best spot possible. So
awesome. So Wilcoxin Insurance is a little bit newer to the city of Sioux Falls, and not maybe a name that everyone has heard of. So tell me a little bit about your insurance company, why you're different, what sets you apart, that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. So Wilcoxin Insurance, we're actually up off of 57th Minnesota, right there, and we've been around for about 3.5, almost 4 years now. And what separates us is we think the level of service that we provide. One thing that we really stress is its ease of doing business. Is we make it easy to do business with us. We're really catered around being digital, texting, phone call, video, emailing, video, quote proposals, all that type of stuff, just so that the client is able to do things on their time, when it's convenient for them. So I send out a lot of video quote proposals and stuff, and I've gotten really good feedback on that. Most of the time, those quotes are watched at 8, 9 o'clock at night, so instead of having to try and schedule something during the workday or over lunch or something like that. So that's just one of the many things that we do. But that's
so you're not like the old school insurance agent. You're
come in that one sign here. No, we do everything e-signature, all that good stuff. We just try and make it as easy as possible for our clients to do business with us, just because we're like, well, hey, what would we want it to look like if we were to do business with someone? We take what we like in other companies and stuff like that, and we try and apply that to our own agency. So
I love that, yeah, because we're all busy. We have busy lives.
Exactly.
And I find myself doing a lot of work after hours. Kids go to bed, and I've got a few things, so that totally makes sense.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Very cool. Thank you so much for your time today.
For sure.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.